I take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, or do you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back? Hey everybody, it's Sensei Tosh at the MedPro Dojo. I want to talk about refunds because sometimes that's what it feels like. I take 2 steps forward, I take 1 step back because people have paid me and now I'm paying it back to other people who haven't completed their care program. So this is a reoccurring theme. Sometimes we hear this as coaches. I want to talk about what is the underlying issue when you're dealing with refunds. It's like a diamond. I'm not wearing mine today, but it's multifaceted. It doesn't just come from one area. It comes from a multitude of areas. And there's different lines of defense that you have to make sure that your practice has in. And I get passionate about this stuff because I'm like, come on, guys, this is why we have policies, procedures, why everybody understands what is their job description, what are their KPIs, their key performance indicators, what are their sub indicators to ensure that they're getting that key performance indicator, and then what is the final product of their area? What are they exchanging with people? So refunds, I'm going to talk about refunds today because nobody likes to do that. So it starts first with case management, making sure that your case managers are following the script to a T. All of our scripts at MedPro Dojo have specific intention and why behind how each word is said, the rate at which it's said. Very, very important. If you go off script and you start talking about, oh, well, if it doesn't work for you, if you're not feeling the change, we could look at maybe doing a refund for you. That is not in the script. You're planting seeds for people to have a way out. If you're telling people way too soon that this is totally correctable, it's totally treatable without really understanding the severity of something, when it's not totally corrected in their eyes or totally treated, or you're talking about pain or feeling over how they're functioning, you're setting yourself up to give a refund in the future because they're so focused on, well, I'm not feeling better, but you can clearly see they're functioning better. Their objective findings are better. Maybe it's through like a neuro exam or an orthopedic exam. They've increased, or the functional exams that you guys should be doing, they've increased in function, but maybe that pain's still hanging out. If the person's so focused on how they feel, they're missing all of the functional changes that have happened for them. So people will start asking you for refunds. Maybe somebody goes on vacation and they're not pre-scheduled out. We talked about efficiency on one of the Monday morning wake-ups. Go back and listen to those. If you don't pre-schedule a person out for their care and they go on vacation and you're so busy, you forget about them. And they're like, hey, well, I didn't schedule any more appointments and nobody called me, so I guess I'm doing good. And I paid $10,000. I'm going to just call and ask for a refund. You guys are shooting yourselves in the foot. So making sure your lines of defense are in and making sure that everyone in the organization is holding the patient accountable to help them achieve the results that they need and want and they fully desire to have. This is not just about, oh, I'm going to keep a patient on care because I want their money. No, we're keeping patients on care so that they can have the best quality of life for the rest of their life. And you're doing them a disservice by not holding them accountable. So it starts with case management. The case management has the patient agree to the recommended program. There should be pre-scheduled out. Their financials are handled. And then it's passed to the front desk. The front desk then becomes the accountability partner. That person, the front desk, his sole responsibility is to ensure that that patient makes it through their entire care plan, all visits gotten, any visits that were made are made up and that they make it through the entire care plan so they can achieve the results that they need and want. So 2 lines of defense there, okay? The third is what's happening on the provider side. Rehabilitation, massage therapists, chiropractors, NPs, PAs, MDs, whoever's on your team. They should know who they're taking care of. They made the recommendation. So if all of a sudden Barbara goes on vacation and we haven't seen her for 2 weeks, we should know better as a providing team. Hey, what happened to Barbara? So then the providing team says to the front desk, hey, what happened to Barbara? Oh, shoot, she went on vacation. If we can handle that sooner, that's going to close the gap in that person going on vacation and then saying, well, I guess I'm doing better. I feel fine. But the correction that you guys are looking for and that they ultimately want to function and feel better is missed. So a patient's going to go off how they feel. And that's not a good place. We want them going off how they function. Sometimes pain or symptoms are the last thing to show up. They're often the first thing to go away, but it doesn't mean that area has been corrected. So case managers, front desk, providers, then the managers, the service managers, production managers, the people who are over all of the providing team should be looking at that as well. And guess what? So should your office manager. Your office manager should be auditing payments monthly and saying who has balances, who has credits. Hey, this person has a really big credit. They should be looking at how many more visits do they have scheduled? Oh, wait a minute. They don't have any more visits scheduled. Well, guess what? Then you go to the front desk and saying, hey, what happened to Barbara? Oh, Barbara went on vacation. When did she go on vacation? Oh, I think that was like 3 weeks ago. Well, she hasn't been in 3 weeks. No. Okay, well, let's get Barbara in here. So there's a multitude of things that happen, a lot of facets in the organization, but everyone is responsible to hold the patient accountable to get the results that they need and want. If we don't reach back out to them, then they don't feel like ultimately we care, and it doesn't matter if they're here. So they're just going to ask for a refund anyways. Education should be a part of every single encounter in the office all the time. So not just, oh, so what did you do this weekend? Or what did you think about the baseball game? No, Barbara, tell me, what changes have you noticed since your last visit? Barbara, how is it going with this specific goal that they listed out? Maybe they said they wanted to walk to the end of their driveway, and their driveway's a long driveway because they live out in the country. And they said, I haven't made it yet, but I kind of got halfway there and I was afraid I couldn't get back and my husband wasn't home. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you the next time you come in. This is why it's important to understand what their goals are. We hold them to their accountability to their goals. We hold them accountable to showing up for their appointments. We hold them accountable to, if they miss one, they make it up. This is why we have to go over the policies in the office. All of these little things need to be put in to ensure that everybody starts and completes the recommended care plan for them so their life can change for the rest of their life. So we talked about case management, front desk, the providing team, and everybody who's involved with that. Then we go up to the managers. So the production or service manager over the providing departments, looking at what's happening with the patient visits. Are they going up or down? If they're going down, that's an indicator to start investigating the area. And then as well as the office manager who's looking at balances, credits, finding out, hey, do these people have future appointments? So there's so many fail safes or lines of defense to ensure that you're not moving in this direction. So be intentional about the things that you do. Watch how you're providing care. Pre-schedule everybody out for their appointments. Make sure that people or your team is handling their sub-indicators and getting their key performance indicators and making sure that they care for each patient that comes in. And if somebody's gone or missing for a period of time, that they get put onto the recall list immediately. Because if not, people are going to move on to the next thing and say, hey, I feel better. I have a great credit. at the office, I'm just going to ask for a refund. So that's something I saw this week. So I want to share that with you. Prevent that from happening in your practice. If you're stuck and you're issuing refunds or people aren't staying on care, please give us a call. Let us help you with that. Other than that, I hope that helps. Be blessed. Be a blessing. We'll see you next time.
If this helped, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs this.